So one of the questions that I often get asked is, how do I maintain the state of I am? How do I not fall from it? And this is where the confusion is, because I am is not a state. It is permanent awareness. It is consciousness. It's not a feeling. A feeling is something that arises and disappears in awareness. So awareness can never actually disappear. It's always present, always observing something, observing yourself, observing your surroundings, observing your thoughts, observing your emotions. So if you ask yourself right now, am I aware right now of my thoughts? Am I aware of my emotions? Yes. So that is who you truly are. Who's the one asking, how do I master it? How do I maintain it? That is the false self, the illusionary self, an identity that is made up of a collection of thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs, and memories. Memories that don't exist anywhere but in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's all your own creation. So it's everything, as I said, everything arises and disappears in awareness. So you cannot, it doesn't ever disappear. Right now, if you are aware that you're watching this video. But if I was to disappear, then you would still be aware. You'd be aware of the empty space, of the screen with not me here. So you're still aware. So it's not about trying to obtain a certain feeling, a certain emotion. That is just you trying to control and master something that doesn't need mastering, doesn't need doing. You don't need to do anything because it's always existing. So how do you apply this to living in the end? How do I stay in the end of whatever it is that you desire? Is just to be aware of where your awareness is placed. Is it placed on something that you don't prefer? Or is it placed on what you prefer? Because you can move your awareness simply by directing it. And even if you aren't always there, which you won't be, because as you go throughout your day, you're aware of a lot of things. Thoughts, doubts, fears, they all exist. But where are those doubts and fears coming from? Are they coming from I am, or they are coming from the illusionary false self? So you don't need to worry or concern yourself with what the illusionary or false self is thinking or believing. Because the shadow does not create the light. The light creates the light. And you're not actually even creating anything, because in awareness, every possibility exists. There is nothing that doesn't exist. Right now, if I said, can you be aware of a pink unicorn? Yes, you can. You can imagine it. There it is. It exists. And you may say, well, I don't see it in my physical reality. That is only because you believe that your physical reality is separate from your internal reality, from imagination. But it isn't. Imagination, consciousness, is the only true reality. Everything else is a projection onto the screen of time and space. Whatever you are dominantly aware of becomes your experience. It's all just an experience of reality. It isn't fixed, it isn't solid. It is waves of potentiality collapsed into what appears as solid. So, you don't need to master the I am, because you are always and never will be anything less than I am aware. I am consciousness experiencing myself.